Hey everybody, OriginalRyou here with part 2 of episode 3 of my Big Brother 12 review and opinion show. And don't mind the ambient noise, this is my fan here, and it's freaking hot outside. It's California, go figure, in summer. So you get the idea, and I'm going to try to pronunciate words as best I can and slow the fuck down. So, wait, I want to slow down, not go at a snail's pace. Anyways, this is going to be covering the 4th eviction, the 4th week, which is Kristen's eviction, which I was really sad about. Up until the point I heard that she had a boyfriend coming into this, and she totally maxed out on Hayden. So now, yeah, her boyfriend has a good reason to be pissed, and I would be pissed too. I mean, from the get-go, Kristen was the person I was kind of rooting for because she was the normal one in the house, per se. She was very quiet, very under the radar. I think she would have stayed like that up until the point Andrew called Kristen and Hayden out. And not only that, Kristen was doing awesome in the 4th HOH, which is basically where you had to reminisce about past competitions and select either HOH, have or have not, or veto. Let me tell you, Kristen was rocking that competition, but she kept targeting Rachel. I mean, unless you want to make a huge target on your back, don't go for the same person over and over unless you have a good feeling that they're going to go out, because Rachel is smart. She's a chemist, she obviously has a good memory, she's annoying with that frickin' laugh all the time, but overall she is really smart, and I do have to give her credit for that. But Rachel ends up winning. It was between Rachel and Lane. Lane, I kind of had a what the fuck face because I was kind of wondering why he was there at the final question. Obviously because people did not target him, which kind of made him kind of look like a floater, which he is. In terms of the brigade, I have to say that only Matt and Hayden are really playing the game. Lane comes off as a huge floater, and Enzo is Enzo. People like Enzo. I mean, he has a good social game, I think, with that awesome accent and all. God, that's not Jersey, that's British. Oh, anyways, but Rachel wins. She calls out Kristen. Huge cat fight and all that, an argument, which kind of pulls Kathy in, which pulls Brendan in, which pulls Hayden in. I mean, there was a lot of ferocity, especially between Kristen and Rachel. So you kind of know already who one of the nominees are going to be, but you kind of wonder who the second one is. Because of association with Kristen, Hayden obviously pleaded a case to Rachel and Brendan, but Rachel did not really believe him. And Kathy put a target on her back by just being there for Kristen, more for her instead of Rachel. And I understand Kathy's point of view. I mean, she and Kristen are like really good friends, and I saw that. Just kind of like how Kristen got along. No, kind of like how Kathy got along with, I guess, Brittany and Monet, because I don't really know why Kathy sided with those two, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me because I don't watch the live feeds. But yeah, you would think that Rachel would get revenge by nominating Hayden and Kristen, but she also had Kathy on her mind because she's a floater. Rachel wants to get floaters out of the house, people who aren't really playing the game, which I agree and disagree with, because floating and going under the radar is a strategy, and it wins people Big Brother. I mean, if you look at Jordan and if you look at Lisa from season 3, I believe, they were floaters. I mean, Jordan did win competitions, Lisa did win competitions, but overall, I don't think that they have really a lot of substance in their gameplay besides, I guess, being on everybody's good side and staying out of trouble. But yeah, being under the radar and being a floater is a strategy, and excuse me, I can't pronounce words because it's me, what do you expect? I'm tired of saying that every episode. So, up to the nomination ceremony, Rachel does put up Kristen and Hayden. no surprise there, and was like, "Bring it on, bitches!" And everybody was like, and Brendan is just face palming himself, wondering what the heck is she thinking. We already have a big enough target on your back. You want to widen it just because you're mad and you can't understand the importance of being on the house's good side, because now people think that's a challenge for them to come after you two, us two. So Brendan kind of told her that, but really, Rachel is insensitive, and I'm serious. She is insensitive to Brendan's feelings. She's insensitive to his opinions. He's very intuitive, more intuitive than her to some degree, and she's not treating Brendan with enough respect, and I can't believe how much of a tool he is, following Rachel under her wing, not just separating from her and saying, "Alright, we can get Rachel out." I mean, if he pleaded that he would nominate Rachel and get her out, or vote against Rachel, maybe the other housemates might trust him a little more. Maybe they'll keep him around longer than Rachel, and longer... Well, yeah, longer than Rachel, because he's the intended target, I believe. God, I can't wait to see who wins tomorrow's HOH. But yeah, the veto competition, Hayden, Kristen, Rachel, Brittany, Reagan, and Enzo compete. And even though the other brigade members want to keep Hayden in and Kristen out, Kristen could be a use to them, so Hayden was playing for himself, Kristen was playing for himself, Enzo was playing for Hayden, and Brittany ends up winning the power veto, which surprises me. That means only a few handful of house guests actually won competitions. Brendan won 2 vetoes, Brittany won the other 2 vetoes, Rachel won 2 HOHs, Hayden and Matt won an individual HOH each. That means basically everybody except 2 of the brigade members and all the non-alliance people have won a competition, which is really surprising to me. But anyways, Brittany wins. Hayden tries to propose something to her, and they come up with this ingenious strategy, this ingenious plan, which is Brittany to take Hayden off the block and put Kathy up to get Kathy out. That way Hayden and Kristen stays. Brittany feels that will be good for her game, and Hayden and Kristen try to propose a foursome alliance, a power alliance with Brendan and Rachel, because they need all the help they can get. However, when Rachel talks about, instead of putting Kathy up, she wants to put up Lane, Brittany forfeits and abandons the plan because Lane is one of her friends, and she didn't want to take that chance, so she ends up not using the power veto. So Kristen is evicted, 6-1 I believe. Kathy is the only one to evict Hayden. End of story. So I'm OriginalRyou here. The 5th HOH competition is underway, and I can't wait to see it. And really, there's not much to say about the 4th week. It was kind of straightforward. We kind of knew once the veto was not used that Kristen would go, because Brendan would go with whatever Rachel wants, and the brigade members obviously want to keep Hayden in, so I already knew that Kristen was going home, but she did catch on to the fact the brigade was a real alliance, so that's essentially it. This is a short part, episode 3. Next time I'll take some more time to really think things through, but I kind of wanted